All right, we're going to do chapter 29. It's pretty straightforward. Let's get into it. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, "Oh, that I were as in months past, as in the days when God preserved me, when his candle shined upon my head, and when by his light I walked through darkness. As I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle." I didn't understand what this secret of God thing meant, so I thought a little bit more about it and consulted the commentaries, and I said, I take it that this is a time when Job believes he openly communed with God, which is unlike the present moment in which he finds himself. Verse 5, when the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were about me, when I was washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil, when I went out to the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street, the young men saw me and hid themselves, and the aged arose and stood up. The princes refrained talking and laid their hand on their mouth. The nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth. When the ear heard me, then it blessed me, and when the eye saw me, it gave witness to me. Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy. I didn't understand this at first, but then once I looked it up in the Geneva Study Bible, it became pretty obvious to me. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy. So that is, I helped him who was in distress, and so he had cause to praise me. That's what that means. The blessing of him that was ready to perish upon me. Verse 14, I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem. I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame. I was a father to the poor, and the cause which I knew not I searched out. Didn't quite understand what was going on here, and I consulted the Cambridge Bible for schools and colleges. Not merely the poor about him to whom he might feel that he owed help, but even strangers who had a cause that needed unraveling, he aided by his wisdom and justice. I was a father to the poor, and the cause which I knew not I searched out. So, yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. This whole chapter is really, Job has been previously indicted by his friends for not being charitable, like that he was only good to other rich and wealthy and well-to-do people. And Job's like, no. I even helped out strangers who I didn't know anything about, how they got into their condition and what they were searching for. And I break the jaws of the wicked and plucked the spoil out of his teeth. Then I said, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. My root was spread out by the waters, and the dew lay all night upon my branch. My glory was fresh in me, and my bow was renewed in my hand. Unto me men gave ear, and waited, and kept silence at my counsel. After my words they spake not again, and my speech dropped upon them. And they waited for me as for the rain, and they opened their mouth wide as for the latter rain. If I laughed on him, they believed it not, and the light of my countenance they cast not down. I chose out their way, and sat chief, and dwelt as a king in the army, as one that comforteth the mourners.